Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about one of the most critical web vulnerability from the OWASP top 10, that is broken access control. So this vulnerability is super common in the real world app, and actually it's ranked number 1 in the OWASP 21. So today we are going to break down and learning what is broken access control through the report of the Portswigger with the help of the Portswigger. And let's break it down. So firstly, let's understand what is access control. So in this report it is access control is an application, or like it is access control is about who can do what inside an application, like authentication. The authentication check who you are, like confirm the user who they say they are. And second is session management, so that means like it keeps the track of your identity across the request. And the third, it is access control, so which is like decide whether you are allowed to perform an action or an access of a resource. So this is the three things, that authentication, session management, and access control. So these three things are the thing that access, that is decide who can do what inside an application. So when this process is broken, we get broken access control vulnerability. So broken access vulnerability is one of the critical vulnerability, as I mentioned. So it is like people can able to authenticate, like a normal user can block the access and delete the users as they get into as an admin, and delete the users, and they can check the transfer amount. So this kind of things, so they can do the access. When they did get the access, they did the bad things kind of thing. So that's what the broken access control. So these flaws are common in the human dependent, so I'll often critical also. So a single broken access control can let an attacker to view the other users data and more sensitive informations, and over they like, or even they can take the entire application as an admin. Now we can break down the different types of this. First is that vertical access control. So vertical access control means like the restricted access based on a user's role. For example, an admin can delete user, but a normal user cannot. So a vertical access control is a mechanism that restricts the access of the sensitive functionality of a specific type of users. So with the vertical access control, different users have the access in the different application function. For example, an administrator might able to modify or delete any user's account, while an ordinary user has no access in these sessions. So, vertical access control can be more fine-grained implementation of a security model to enforce the business policies. And the second is about the horizontal. So, it means like a restricted access to the resource of the same type. So, like example, you can see your own bank account, but not the someone else. It means like a user one can able to see the user one's detail, not the user two's. In the vertical, it is like only the admin can able to do this kind of the function, not the users cannot. And that is what of the horizontal. So like with the for example, here this example talking about a banking application is will only allow the user to view the transaction and make the payment for their own bank account, not the other users. So that is what horizontal. So horizontal means like the same level, and vertical means like it is like a higher level you can't able to access. And when it comes to third, that is context dependent access control. So this means like the restricted access based on the state or the workflow. That example, you couldn't able to edit or your shopping cart after the checking out. So that is what these context dependent access control means, like that we can able to restrict access based on the state and the workflow. Now we can see the example of the broken access control. So firstly, the real world cases of the vertical privilege escalation. So that is like a normal user gain an access to an admin page. Like an example admin, we can go like a slash here, we can access the admin page like admin. So if we can able to access this, it is a vulnerability thing, and that is firstly vertical privilege escalation. So it is like a what will say, if a user can able to access the functionality, they are not permitted. If they, as I am the user, so I can't able to go to the admin pages, so I am not allowed to access that. So if a user can able to access a it's a privilege kind of thing, that is from the user to admin. So that is what the vertical privilege escalation means. And also if I can able to access that kind of the thing, I can able to change more kind of the function, I can able to delete the user's account. So then this is called the vertical privilege escalation. So it is from the lower to higher, it is like a raising. And the unprotected functionality means like the sensitive features exposed but not enforced the server side. So that means like when the privilege escalation arises where the application does not enforce any protection for the sensitive functionality. So the administrative functions might be like linked from administrative welcome page but not from the user's welcome page. So user might be able to access by by just giving in this like changing in the browser as I done before, like here giving the admin the login. So this might access any user, not on the administrative users or any functionality. In some cases, the administrative URL might disclose in other locations. Like we can go able to access in the robots txt file. So here is one of the lab is the, let's check out and look what is like this lab is going. So it is talking about the unprotected admin functionality as we discussed about now. That is there is a vulnerability or there is not protected in the admin functionality. So our lab is saying to do to like it's admin panel is that we have to delete the user Carlos. So I already have done this. Let's one more time check out how to do. So in this lab we got an op admin like a page. So as we mentioned about like it is a vulnerability like unprotected admin functionality it is the. So we have already told in this we can able to check out what is it allowed and disallowed things in the robot.txt. So let's do that here also, that is robots.txt. So robot.txt is basically the pages, it is a where we can see what are the kinds of things we are allowed to access and what we are not allowed to access when we are doing the crawling. So that's what the robot.txt will show. So in every website if you given this robot.txt you can able to see in the Tesla or any other kind of thing. And when we given on this website we can able to see that the administrator panel is disallowed, we are not allowed. But in this we can able to see that what is the thing we have to give here. Like if we don't know what is that administrator panel, like here we given the admin, we will think that if this the admin is the what of the kind of the page where the admin can able to access. When we given this we didn't got, but when we go through the robot.txt we can see that what is the admin page URL will be look like. So we can copy this and we can give here. And so yes, we have to reach the admin panel account. So here we can be able to see the two users, that Viner and the Carlos. So our lab is saying to delete the user, this user. So just click on this. So that's what a simple lab we had done. We have solved this lab. So from this lab I hope you understand about the vulnerability of our, like if we are not secure in the kind of thing and we are showing what is the will be in the URL and easy we can able to access. So now we have been talking about this vertical privilege. And so as this it is in the like apps and the query strings setup exam, user can able to change the value and execute the privileges and export the HTTP headers or the URL and bypass the method like from the URL matching to admin as we had done now. Now we can go to the second type. And this lab it is talking about the admin protector functionality with unpredictable URL. Okay, we can also do this second lab. Let's see, I have done this. Let's look how to do this. So it is like unprotected admin functionality with unpredictable URL. We can able to predict the URL but it is unprotected. Okay, so this lab is saying that unprotected admin panel is late. It is located in an unpredictable location, but the location is disclosed somewhere. As we had done in the robot.txt, we got the admin panel, but here it is like in the unpredictable location. But we can able to disclose in somewhere in the application, and by accessing that, we want to delete this Carlos. So let's do. So as we have done in the before lab, firstly we have to check the robot TSG, because here it is like it is an unpredictable location. So and last time we got in the administrator panel, now we can't able to find, I hope, like that's what is mentioned. So just check out robot.txt is working or not. So here it is not found, so it is not predictable. Now if we can use the two ways, that we can use the Burp Suite, or either we can use the developer tool. So we can insert. So here we can check if any JavaScript files or JavaScript code has been given about the admin functionalities. We can go to the view page sources. Okay, here we can check if anything about the admin is saying yes, it is here the admin about, like in this case. We can check if the URL, here we can see a URL about that admin. Admin, it is saying about in the admin panel set attribute. We can just try if it is working or not in the admin. I don't know whether it is working, just check it out. Just enter. Yes, this is what the URL we found from this the view page source. So here we want to delete this user, and we have solved this problem. So that wasn't easy, I didn't done before that, but that wasn't easy to find. So we have now discussed and solved the two lab symbol lab. Now we can just go to the other theory about like horizontal privilege access. So that is also we can able to discuss, if we can done that one practical lab also. Before that, going to, I will say what is horizontal privilege access. So it is like horizontal, means in a straight line we are just moving, gaining access to the another user's account. So for example, our user ID is 123 and we are accessing the user ID of the 1234 or 124 and any other kind of thing. If we are able to see this in the URL, we are just given changing it. So we are getting able to access other person's account. So that's what the horizontal privilege escalation means. So first this lab also. So this user ID control request panel. So this lab has a horizontal privilege escalation vulnerability, as we mentioned. So to solve that, we had to obtain the API key for the user Carlos and submit in the solution. We have to submit that API key solution, and then we can able to log into our own account by using the winner. So we had to log in with this username and password. So this is what our lab should be look like, and here as they mentioned about, we have to join with the password and the use. So if we have been joined our account, here we can see able to our API key. So I think before that we have to open the Burp Suite. Let's open that. Next, start Burp. So I think just we can able to log out and log in again, so that should be better. Okay. So we have it open, so we can make the page like this. Okay, now we can able we want to open the proxy. Open. Now we can go to my account, given the password, and we can able to join. So yeah, here we can see the API, and here we can see our my account ID winner. So I think in this where we can able to see our API. So just give to repeater and send the response. We can search for API. Yes, here we got our API. What is exactly what is in this? So for our username winner. So as per our task, they said to change the API user ID. API, you can solve the lab obtain the API from the submit privilege escalation. So we have to change the user to Carlos. So we have to find out that. So here in this winner we have to give the username and we can send and we can search for API. We got an API key for this Carlos user. Just we can copy answer here. We can give our answer. Just check if it is correct or not. Yes. So simply we solve this. The third lab also about this. So in this we can able to see that we just from our user account we can able to access the other person's user account and we got the sensitive information like the API. So that's what we have done in this. So now lastly we can just look what is some theory side instead of the practicals. Privilege escalation, horizontal privilege secure. So IDOR. So we can see the IDOR versus the privilege escalation kind of thing. So IDOR means like the quick difference. Okay. So if we like it almost. So it quick difference like IDOR means like the insecure direct object reference. So like it's like you can change an object ID to access data. You shouldn't like we can't able to access that, but we are accessing that. Usually it will a horizontal execution. So like the user to user. And privilege escalation means like gaining the permission he shouldn't have. Like horizontal means from the user A to user B, or vertical means like user to admin. So I hope you understand that in the IDOR means like you can't change the object ID to access the data. You shouldn't. But the privilege means like we are from the horizontal like user A to user B, and vertical means the user to admin. So that's what it is talking about, and we can look how we can able to prevent or mitigate this. So that is like enforce the server side check for this every request. So how to mitigate, how to control the vulnerability, how to prevent the broken access control, like we have to enforce server side check for every request, deny the access by default, use a strong role based access control, that RBAC, never rely on the obfuscation or hidden link, and avoid the user controllable parameter for roles, and test and audit the access control thing. So that's what we have to mitigate, how to prevent. So yes, so this is what today we have been checked. What is this broken access control? And broken access control is a nutshell. Like we look at this, what it is, what's the type, example, IDOR versus privilege execution, and how to prevent it. So if you found this useful, like give a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments like if you want to do the full any other kind of the vulnerability to do in using the Portswigger from the Portswigger. And I also have been posted the other kind of the video. I will post the related in the Malayalam, it will be there, so you can also check out. So let's see in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.